One pa why hoya me bro ni majwa lumba hoya ni me bro ni majwa no anyway we mean that ya be me directors and ankasa capito yes otona nan mo nsiedo me mean day wo ye Adom Junction Opay Kuma Kasua Road Bernard Kofi Japan did 1 week Adom Junction Opay Kuma Kasua busanfo nyina meta echi sa.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News on your #1 station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Digital and on your smartphone. The radio is hot.
What I jump on the other fucking entertainment review. And then it's over to some entertainment. Another entertainment review. Pressing in the bum for to the sea. Entertainment review. Down up over my man the fans, man the fans, man the fans.
Go see Aware and I'm a brother Lumba with Jano na Mama Sewa Ejaware and you could be a limb and I'm a Jew with German embassy. German fine assign it's almost stamp on 18 so 18 so my men in the sound we where signature we are council and the sound we see the man and rap and I say Flafos work up Flafos or Mrs. Fosu Flafos what that's so any Niku Mr. Projo Fosu that the Lumba Eware. Now, so we won't want to be separate or more. Sep Lumba Frimono, that day, not Omunyai our and then so Omunyai our Sape penalty. A idea Omudiama is a young family, name for me support to keys. Now, almost from the Dia Som Beba, and I will be there on Tias with me for German embassy about in Paris. The lawyer being Tias with me for Nova in Paris. Gerardine Shamuni, and will be out to a good money, a mamunti, Mama and Okre and Yajuma.
Evangelist personally, as an evangelist, I don't know how you're so attached to this case when you have break.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
Now we are going to Kuna Beja Japadiana. No. Kuna Japadia, Asanti, Amambremu, Yan Dipakuso Kuna, Asante Membremo, Kuna Yamabusia. Abusona we Jabre. Nabusia only to Masana Krada Maya, Efata Efe. Efe, Kusawa Efe. What a mania Efe. Men what can be say, JB Manica, or Domu Bakuyemu, said Yabana watching Kamayan. We answer Casimbian, Casimbian, we Kuna Ede. We Kuna Ede, Kuna Niamo, Kuna Chajapadio, Kuna Asantimu Kuna and Carry. And Saki. I think only Yab or Tobacco, said an Ochinam Koyana, Casimbian, Yaria court Nebeka. And Yama court nature. Some Joe and me, I will, my Yawino, the Wua, my Japadia court never check. You are you, ma. Court some of your man, you, at Kuakan, okay. As so, you can be pure Montiasia. And Fiada, you could shank or swore in fear. You can send me out 4 good hours. No, I was there. Yet the chopper, someone catch a good as I'm on friend for Sudan and Casa. No more for Domo Dumu, Mukrami number to my name on the back. Obia, I don't know much my name on the back, not the bitch. Yes, some city, I'm not in Yamaka Klabi one. Asa, wait, as some way, as some.
I said, yet, court is more money much as I'm angry. I want to say,
didn't patch or wait me today. It's your best. Sakuya, Makuya. I was it. Now we are not going to the Beja.
and say me Dean Charles Kojo Fosu, aka Daddy Lumba. Coming close to 25 minutes after 3. Mamuna have your mema Kwaba. Entertainment reviews union. Kwesi Abuaje. Okay, all right. So yan shasi nin komo na me associate for minim say seven adosu bebre. Na no ensemo akwa pie court Kumasi High Court. Me assure say etifo yedi munsem de bre mo benada no bra court tena asem no so na bem sensimfo abaye mienu na court na hwe ne edi kan na no gina interlocutory injunction say yemfa ohye emfanto yie eni Lumba nemu no so court said there be ontimi mfa ehye emfanto so na enu echiri no so no ensemo ana da court ni application a ebusia panyi a lawyer afọ wo de call ya about challenging the capacity of Akosua Sewa se wono yoyire no on nso mo call ye omko yifiri honom sei tie no nso no court no to enugu ye but ewie ye kwama no so ora Ebenezer Opon Daddy Lumba ne cousin obeka ya bra Lumba free mu na ebusua epe ebusuani na yade nsa asoma no odi akwakosi Akosua Sewa yie no ora Ebenezer Opon ena ebusua ko ebusua no de ensa de ma no a wokosi ogina ebusua na nemu ekosi Akosua Sewa ebe ya da se mo akwa baba Peace FM so ewie yeah hello meti hwin bi wo honum sin ya hwese bia ensa betumi aka ora Ebenezer Opon sansa ho no hwin bi wo honum sin na yansa kano a yetimi ne no edi nkomo aginchichiremu ne ekoso ewo na no ebusua kra hia sen na ensem no tie ora Ebenezer Opon ewie ebe otimi nka okay yema akwa baba Peace FM so ewie
yeah
okay before we ba man so yi me bo eni bi na owura bi a wo kasa na asem ni nyina ne se na no fiade ya twemu yi mutena asem no so ewo Kumasi empenifo tena ase mutena ase be don hwere be nan mu kan asem no kwankwosi aga sa na tie
pepe
well so entie ni bia ye nya na kire se na bayese munkona munkoko asem no se emam yenu nyina betumi akwa ye kuna ebi so dabi just na tie ni nsem no bebre ba ne se na don hwere be nan na mu kan tie asentumi ye dwuma
me akasa de that day no manko sa meeting bi
okay
but do akasa I know your cousin
okay I know your cousin
yes yeah
oh okay
cousin
see no meeting no bi
oh yeah he's part of the meeting
okay
he was part of the meeting
okay and today mania na bia wo mo de ball the country make cobanta because we sure know say kwakwa say e bi ma yo mo tintin bi ma asem no na don free be na mo kan na nko sie no mo ball amania be no de boy
say na ta to bantam kakra ho mentim wasi bi ebam ma o say he for me craft caucus meeting but anyama ko is no second I say you know say you have to take it back
okay
you have to take it back
okay so nano binade ye court ye court asem beye mienu na da court ni ma no ohwe na ansem mienu ba ko de ebusia pania lawyer for nsem om de kodan court so mo challenge Akosua Sewa ne capacity marriage no no mo ko yifi on ti court no boy no go ye interlocutory injunction nso court no refuse you bro ni be kan sa court no amfa ma Akosua Sewa se ebi omode ohye beto Lumba yiyo no so yie no nhihye ene ne ka ho ensem no dɔɔso ebusuapani akasa ne ɛka ho but nsɛmtwerɛfo bɔpini ɛyɛ Lumba ne nuabaa a yɛfrɛ no ɛyɛ Akosua Brimpoma na ne nsɛm no bi ɔkaeɛ a Benada Hello FM bɔpini no yɛ ne no ɛne no yɛbɔɔyɛ etie for TV no asɛm nyinaa sɛ 6 December na ebusua ahyɛ sɛ yɛde bɛsie ɛyɛ Lumba na yɛde bɛyɛ na yie no wɔn wɔnyi ntum wɔnyi saa date ne ntum esan sɛ wɔnya ahoboa for ɛyɛ 6 December no na ɛkɔba ne saa na ebusua saa no mo gye ne sɛn saa nkɔmɔ yɛ abɛtɔ mo anim wo bɛsesa date no deɛ na onim fa asɛm ya na ɔkan ni ne ebi ebusua bɛyɛ afa ho
kwasi Mrs. Sano so wa kyerɛ na adwene Father says
yeah
nti wa kyerɛ na adwene date no so kuma sɛ kwa hɛfo n'anim called Jubilee yɛre sample si so nti gyesi Nyankopɔn ɛba gyesa temu da ba ɛrɛma date na kyengye gyesa temu da ɛba before on the 6th December no ɛrebɛtumi de kyengye si aba but temu da ama no yɛsi ase deɛ nothing
enti eba no nia wo nim ase bi abusuani a nia wo kan sɛ abusua ensi enkunya bi a na montena ase sɛ date ni de mo bɛsesa no ene ana wo kyena
kasi phone na yo committee yo committee
okay
committee man ni man ni obi an ko fo c'est là c'est quand passer
yeah
unless you are committee to ABC continue you could change but once you are committee na agree invitation card in your starting at the end nothing will change the penny crack I can say yes so far a graduate interview. Now these are the questions I'm expecting to say. So come with the anti-assay or done anti-assay. We could feel Subuahino. I have them to pack.
Hey,
the American and American.
I see.
It's sealed and it's signed. Nothing will change. Say, my cousin, just Timudaba. At the middle of the not done area, but besides that, nothing will change.
Nti
Ebuja stand here. Say, make I say, we you move away this year. What you saying, there's nothing wrong with it. What you saying, I say. So, my fee statement is that you never have enough money. Over a year conference me between the year, you know. Yeah. Even if it's coming here, that's it's not your change. Yes, nothing. Not your change.
okay.
But you're not doing it.
Okay.
I don't see that there's nothing wrong with this about you're not doing it. But yeah, can and the season, you know. I have a sports stadium. You know, the question also. And I just want to give everybody life. You Obi Awa near. What can ticket? So Oba have a boy. Ya cry, study the chick come at Mano. More changing the ticket here. I don't come out with a qualification and I say so. So on the season, that's life.
I see. Na oka committee ya wo mudin krata bi ba beto abonten I think say on the 26th and I think say krata no munsem ni bi no there was a point I know mo make about say sa committee kura ye ba beti committee foforo enti committee a yenim na ebusuapanyin da no na honorable Collins Amankwa vice chairman ni ade no sa committee no da so wo ho ana
mate one next year committee is he a committee member or is a family member? Nobody can dissolve this committee. Matter committee name and a title of this war in years every seven for a couple of years. MP, a platform was you. Kewin was you. Nana than Council. Grabbing him, chairman, the chairman was you. The next thing was you. And your committee to a bit from Kobo. Intellectuals and Commander, the Sarawala. And your committee being serviceable from Kobo. Highly educated people, well-trained people, how many may you remember? I've called up with your Pelicofi, who is a dano at the chairman. Calling you, Collins Amankwa, former MP, Ominyagusu, a few Kutu, former CEO. For deputy CEO for Maslow. Ominyagusu. And your prefer Kobo. I like the people we are planning dinner assembly. And Sanya, you make a decision. I mean, who is the committee from and says
so? The committee,
nobody can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I see. And here can say in Muguso and in the Cajon, Meboa, Amboa, and to be as a Muyabiano, more year for a year, Meboa.
Because of the court issue, I would be in Macaca. The Indian is a Noitina. Yamia, that number would give him.
Okay. Oka court here. Now no court ni bi.
Yes, I was there.
And
you know I'm the last price you do here.
Okay.
No,
okay.
Nearby Kurami, Brimpama cry. Obum court.
Brimpama Baba Bow. Aden, I could have Brimpama say why you then Obebo.
I don't know.
Was it why you then? Was why they?
When I'm with you, I give them a message.
When I was radio soon, I was saying no.
Well, put you in yes,
so I know the Ocasa, so Ocasa more.
And I'm a cousin back for France and to Bum to a place like I beg you. Don't memoir. A bit of memoir. As about to critique in front of court. As a highly educated guy like me, highly learned. I don't know you can for confrontation. And you would ask some number. What I say? Yes, it's any young can. I can't be from a faculty. You make what I say.
Yeah.
And there's no way to miss your penny, no. Several of bomb come upon be. No, I won't do that. And I did man come one way. And that it ends there.
Okay.
It's my blood.
Yes. There's a way in fee, no.
No. You are focused, you matter. I'm guy, I'm very focused. And she may be focused, maybe be distracting me.
But I say Mumachi because who should be a Akusha Brimpoma, senior year, and say Mumachi. Mikasa, I fair.
What's your Mumachi? Why did I tell you? I was just everything I was about when it was really bad for him, but I don't know. And he was your much. We knew he was your much idea. We knew he was your much idea. I was your much idea.
Okay. Now, a courtroom sends some and in your course in your net to say because Bakubia Meti and Kurebe in the womb. Because before na court cry betraseno. Na krata bin in internet ne so a ye kire se sa krata no yakoji wo German embassy no kyerɛ so akosua sɛ wa na wɔyɛ wɔ yere ɔda so a wonya awadeɛ ɛne saa wei no saa krataa no court no tena ase no deɛ na wote fa ho ɛno no ɛkɔsi sɛn
chief Ghana ne ohane wo Ghana twi ne brofo no wada language yɛnka German language yawa ati ase nti to say who can translate the language here or so that ends there.
Oh, okay. Judges want to German teaches a casa over Tiazi.
Level what you want to the cat. If you go to the cat and casa everyone, how will you judge it? Because they don't here.
Yeah.
And there was some cat and young chairs here. Would you fancy well? I will judgment. Yes.
Okay. Fiada is most uncle call to you. Okay. And no, not just said, you see, Ciano, and your bay kuna, and in your bay, your Yirian Casa, and one seven Namokano.
I could see a semi, I tell you.
Macademy. But if you can, your yere, any your bay kunano, your quack can once him. Moka de ansem. And a kunano, your yere no bay kunano.
Idea so meaning in America.
Omumi enunia anye kunano.
Yes.
Ba akusha se wa se na se mo de akoda court wo so no ye oyire nti wo no pe no se wo ye kunano.
What is it?
Me say na se mo de akoda court no wo se wo no pe no ye oyire nti wo se wo no pe no se wo ye kuna.
Oh, I yen be do so this be do. Yama when this is remember.
Yo.
What happened?
Okay. Nti entwe na date no wo.
That is the going to obey kuna.
Okay. All right. You better say bibie ni hon my better say dey sia ni ahwe ni we ni mu.
That's bad.
Right, Biniza upon a Chaskoju Fusu and a cousin. Tininu Anessa. Ewe entertainment review soon was your way. Minion must transit Kojokino Han say Whitney Watchments are transit Sanson MCI Buana Yabwedu Buafo I Yabwedu I Buafo Junior. And so Ewa Hanum seeing a customer bay doing watching on Ibo. Entertainment review soon was your way. Peace FM. Yeah. So Koma mini openi di and so far court Benada. Nya pesa oka. Adwenkyere.
Well, I think for me the MHIT for the kind. I think say me train my court no. Aka de ombeka because I think first stage no na about a year ni date no. See ade injunction be any so. See ade 6th December. To say papa you can or say just a rapture ba. And a basic train, I think me train for court pronouncement no on the obey kunani do onye kunano. Na fi ya to aso free.
Okay. All right. Whitney. So already is upon kasa. Me assure say fiti binada na ensemi bia kokoko so interlocutory injunction or share a court no amfama akosia sewa fusu wan fama no na CC abebi aba bedu womesan kokko to bio minti o adwenkyere kakra
pe
yeah because you on commodity
kwesi to say ni ya kan ye chetie for but honestly baby anyame edu no me have taken the shield of the legend that we know.
Okay.
I am now dealing with him as a man who should have done better.
I don't know who trust you saying.
May ye lenses, me say American lenses with him. Ashishenu ana ewo me nim a me Haley the legend that Daddy Lumba was. Sisi a any baby ansem na kodu no. Me lenses a me wo sisi a eye obi a I am extremely disappointed in.
Disappointed in why?
Onu Lumba no.
Fun ho ni nkata otu o.
Enu fa ho. But say
Wokonya mba enu munye.
Kwesi
Come.
Niako, nieba, niabesen, nie enam kwan so ba ne ne ka ho nyina no. Ni na esi Lumba na so. And unfortunately, nia aba besen akone ne ho ntokwa. The second person I'm blaming a head of family. Because like you're saying, you know, nipa na ewu oko ontumi nkase biu. But adie Kwesi ye handle no as head of family handle no sananka say ye handle no from start na embedu baby edui. And every time asemba mimi bisa say na no ne den ne buy. Because it can't happen say ya 1 week. 1 week na se no ye hu nipa mienu. Regardless of whatever is happening, you hu nipa mienu wo 1 week na se. Ama the impression a Ghana for nya ye ne say. Nipa mienu ena omo dofo ena omo ahwere no. Enti after 1 week na eden ya na si ya afei when na mentokwa when na masem when na michechemu when na ena akopie court ni mu nso nsem nieba nieko nia sese ye de to nie sese ye de to ni nie nam ho ina aden.
But oye senia wo kan asem no se wo ka sanso a na ese wo nye fair to ebia ebusuapanyi. And I continue to make kasane. Sometimes we have to follow and come on say city ni senia ko me nyina so nie krata bi by efi I'm trying to pull this document into now. Mama AB kakran. Krata by efi Baba Jama and Associates. Unless it be as a krata no hu ye. Sa krata no ebusuapanyi na lawyer for which is Baba Jama and Associates. HS krata bi fi akosua sewa ho. 2 letters. One was written I think on the 1st and one was written on the 10th. Enti ebusuapanyi respond no sa krata ni mu na ma obeka akra say sa akosua sewa akra nya na ye di ni din hye eye
which is unfortunate.
Din hye mu kra na that means
o ma ye ni favor,
which I agree with you. I think was below the belt. But the reason why I made sure I about sa krata so because o kan say means the bibi anko kan papa NG trader. O can say 1 week no wo mo ye ema fe whatever it is ye nyina ye hu ye eno achi. So the question is eba ne saying dear krata na akosua say wa no e tro de komo ebusuapanyi dear na na ewo maseme na ewo ma na no kom etutu ebusuapanyi ma obeka asa no. That is the question you should ask.
And the question I also want to ask is Kwesi, and then ba yenti akosua sewa decided now that obet sure letter me ebusuapanyi. It's 2 ways.
So
something must have happened for her to go the tangent she did.
Question. So once you don't have the full complement of Sanya Mano, or pass judgment, and that means I say suchefa, unti asemna si ye, or now unhunina about what pass judgment.
Kwesi, asema ye kano, I am on nobody's side.
I'm not saying you are on somebody's side.
I am saying because from 1 week now, you know. Something must have happened for Akosua Sewa to write that letter to Ebusuapanyi. No, but now Ma will reply or Ma will reply. Yes.
I am saying that what passes judgment on Ebusuapanyi, I don't have problem. But may draw attention to the fact say Sushefawo ye muya because you don't have the full complement of assembly na. And the questions now busa any questions now me busa no. If we get all, then you can see by Ebusuapanyi that's how Akosua Sewa can say dia say one kind of body and now also be say oh na Akosua Sewa the entina wo so ama wo can say the chire Ebusuapanyi. You understand? Then you can now pass that judgment.
Kwesi, I am saying this on Ebusuapanyi because in akama mremu obi tono ya kenia. The institution that is in charge of everything that should happen is Ebusia Penino of the deceased family. Ebusia Penino, I am saying this and I am not passing judgment on him, but I am saying the behavior right from the start is enya mena meka ono na nyama ni bi no waka, and it is based on sa nyama no and ebi ama yedu baby ayedu no. Secondly, no, he's still talking. He hasn't stopped talking. As admin no say any. And sometimes in one kwesi nyama el kobe, I expect say the families, you know, if the two women are at loggerheads, the family should be the people who should be seeking peace and not in the media out space. At the end of the day, Imam Yenui, me, I have a policy. I don't mourn anybody, or I don't hold space for anybody who, when they were alive, they embarrassed me in public. Me, my policy, no. The man did not do right, one yet right by any of the women who are now in the space they are in. He did not. And it is sad.
Based on what now, they sad?
Because if he did, yen do baby ye do you cry ye question who is a rightful widow. And I am sad say even omumie no they don't realize how similar situations are. That they haven't been dealt with rightly. Omumie no.
Like that both of them are the victims.
Yes, at the end of the day.
Of the family.
And omwenya ebusianfo who at this moment, you know, think that is the time to flame the fires. Sadly, no, omwebusiani no, and I'll cause it when na. Sadly. Imam Yenua Obia feel say I served him when he was alive. Me ye say God otia sene me ye ni say minini ye say me when I watch both of them, I tell myself, the both of you, you've been dealt with badly. And I'm no more.
Are they fighting?
Intiquacy, honestly, where this thing has gotten to, I feel amazing. And I don't know now lawyer we at a point when yeah to me in cancer okay, and then nobody should do anything. The funeral that has to be done, then case goes. Then we can fight the other ones in court. Can that be done?
Yeah,
Say, at this moment in the contention, court says that there are other things in courts to determine nyoye kuna, right? Say our court. Enti mi bisa say in traditional settings, you know. Yen to me ain't see any pair and say, and nobody the bone of contention of who is the widow, who is not the widow, who came first, who came last, you know. Can't we scrap that aspect and just have a funeral?
And it is also kasi kucha customary law no portions na be a makwan me ye ni sade now kasi kutwem. And also there means say odi ebe ko chire so many year because you now have to go to parliament, do this, do that because
wait, enti ya enshrine say
so I didn't use the word. It's a customary law.
Customary law say at every point in time, when you are married to somebody and the person dies, you have to do widowhood rights.
I didn't say that. Men cancer radio so men cancer.
Okay.
Cancer. And there's no law that says you should do Ghana nim rebia so obi wa worry obia and so you widowhood right. There's nothing.
So I'm asking say sa aspects no.
You should say the things ebia as it is. Oba baako and odi asema kodan court. Say me pe and I say me ye kuna. You understand? Oba baako pe no say me pe na say me ye kuna. That is where we are. And
at this point, you know, the contention is enye wo pe na we ye kuna. right?
And ebusua se
enye wo pena
na saa tumi aba hwan ni obeye kuna
no
enyi nsem
intimi bisa se enti ebusua no ade ya bedane haywire amo no sa aspect no yentumi and holding on to that
na say we say papa ya okase papa ya tete mo say sisi a court aka court yi injunction fi ho eyie no ne dia ni open obeye opo betimi aka say ma mienu na mo trance ni nya kuna bia opa obetimi aka say hey bra be kuna opa betimi aka say b be kuna obetimi aka say mu mienu na mo ye kuna ne mom omo de nhihye ne ba na ompa we film that's it it's as simple as that Kojo
ebechia atifo I'm say KC there baby adui injunction court and grant is say court adi kan so be make sure say obedi asem no before date na ye be yi no it is emwaya a wode buy enema a wo hwehwe se court nyama edu ne edi wie na udi bema na udi for ye no injunction bia ho mehia sa and about
no matisa man for can but you see there's a bit of education here.
Okay.
Both of the councils. It's because ye mu bebre ye ni court honum say sa injunction na kusha se wa de call and I've even my a lawyer ni argument no interviews no here no so on say documents ni bill they wrote a whole lot of argument as to why injunction no
should be granted
or say no ese omunya and court to them hono it was not just as simple as the way bia obia bonin kro and obia kire adekonti say injunction o say na say minya adekonti o say na say minya so they really wanted it. It's only that anko amomo but anko amano no nche say bia obeti bia injunction no because e kwa kudi asem omunya ya enkemo o masem no be du pa they argued for it
na omo contested date no so e wo omo ayinum petition no like said bia date no omo mpe date na ya de ahye no say bia nye kuna no kwa bai mo date no kura na ya de ahye bode tie ma me kan sa ne se kuna ne de a ye be di asem ne ntamama enti no ya de injunction ne to so I mean that is why I made that statement but
I mean affidavit of support to the interlocutory injunction no just say someone with data to na bia I don't see any of the date or yeah affidavit of support omo nka date ho asem but omo kan kwan a ebia so omo ma kwan na say bia yie no etimi koso a ye akusha sewa ontimi enye kuna no tichu that is what
yeah exactly because yenya ebdiwi na court say okoye okuna I mean say ontimi be ka say ensan kosisa date no na the awupo tanti awuko no na ye kuna no na enkomo a woni abusunya Ebenezer ye Ebenezer ediye na mehwe ba bi a yaduru ye obusa question say abusuyan emu ache ana ye no kranso esanse ye hu dadulum banua Faustina right owo the side of ye mama akosu asewa ono anabusuafo ni binom enya adwene and ubus oni ye Ebenezer akasai ono so si so dua say se date no be say obusa say o matras say o mwe o say ayi say atemu daba and say nyankopon free so ye dey eba akire o be ko say asam ne ade awio and am say emamiam shim say asam wo court na no kra de kra tawi beto ho a ekire date no ye de be ko a ekire say 30th October 14th 17th 21st not 25th final case no judgment na ye de ababonten na ogina ha ka say ye di asem na wie no na
so tina no chirem na ne o chire ne say o chirem we bia o tie ho ni ya o se o mo de ni ehia o mo ne say why na benya tumi we yie no so enti o mu no say why na be yakuna no ni nyina wo say court aka say okay wan fa o shanto so no na yɛsɛ o ɛyie no nhyehyɛ ni nyinaa sɛ abusuapanyin nsa enti ɛne abusuapanyin bɛtumi akyerɛ so ɔno wei na bɛyɛ kuna anaa wei nyɛ kuna saa na ɔmo fa ntino so ɔmo deɛ so wei na yɛ ɔyiro wei na yɛ ɔyiro sɛ no ehu hia ɔmo ɛmaa mienu na ɔmo pa ɔmo ku ɛno ba ɔmo deɛ ne ɔmo pɛ sɛ abusuapanyin bɛnya tumi na yaka sɛ okay kɔna kɔyɛ wei and court na mo so wobɛtumi akɔ akɔyɛ wei yie ne deɛ ɛno no ɛno ne adeɛ titiri ehu hia ɔmo nti ɛno ma ɔno hu sɛ ma abusuapanyin tumi ma otumi kyerɛ sɛ wo na bɛyɛ kuna mo mienu mo nyɛ mbom ompa firi mu nti na ɔka ne saa
and no and the same thing as wabu asɛm no yɛsan sɛ saa tumi sɛ efunu no ana ɛyɛ wo dea no ɛmu no ɛyɛ wo dea no ɛno deɛ ɛwɔ hɔ ɛna tumi sɛ wo na wobɛyɛ ayie no ɛno yɛ de ama wo na mmom kunayɛ no deɛ yɛ contest saa tumi no menyɛ sure sɛ abusuapani na ɛwɔ
indeed it's true but no correct because okay rate of sermons new statement of claim in fact ohwe krata na lawyer no omo twuro baby omo can say okay the gravamen of the matter na issue enti unse eba no mremu ni ade a lawyer ni ana mremu nimni can say the gravamen say nsem wo de kono titiri pa ni hia no sa asem no ne the gravamen so if you read omo affidavit no I'm statement of claim no sorry I'm statement of claim na womo ka so the gravamen of the matter okay for that's I'll say my lord the gravamen of this case is that the plaintiff who has been married to Charles Kojo Fosu aka Daddy Lumba has been deprived of the right to perform the widowhood right of the late husband enti ono akosua se one there ne hunya ne titru
kunayɛ no exactly enti saa tumi no any abusuapani sem sisi a register court and a be decided said ya ohwe said ya case ni
when it comes to there's not been a case where court decides okay emremu court na kire say we enye
no say what the asem ko down omo te omba bi na what the akọ down say we no menti ase enu ti na de ne wo court ti de sia ne de until say 30th we na yi no uni to me no say na be decide enye say na say bia court mu bom kro nya na court say akosi ase wa nkodi kuna won so abegina abonte abekeka say eje say nyankopon free soroba so what are you saying court ye di asem o court nyabotre na endru ho to me na esese edema ye but say one we ni de ye nya ye enjanse na ya ibo agu enu ti na no 6 December na hodi a wo ye preparations but say hwan na be di kuna ne de it is yet to be decided by court.
Okay.
It whatever enyinaso awo no fashion ho na danindu ba be ka na se sia bia yekodi asem na court say akosa se wan kodi kuna efo no in a way wo ba be ma what the can be to 20 bi kura na ma yese o ti ase ye no na wan kwan koye na ni nyina mu mehwe entichemu abade minu say ye de edu a abusua ni nyina ka bom and the person anko betimi agina aka asem we abusua pani but they say ontimi nye esan said the we ade ne sha ase ne nsem keka ne positions bi a wa take stance bi a wa take no ontimi nka abusua mienu imom wo hwe Ebenezer Mr. Ebenezer come on di ni dia ye maame Faustina nso akeka na ese omo mienu mpokra no montam nye the angel na se
ayi court no nka o se eyi oba be bu no
exactly na se ayi ekoso na sabio oba nso de oba oye oyire no mo de sia na kofa ne ba fiu no aba be ka abusua no enu ti no se ode asem mpo ba abusua no de se ye kabom ne agina ne ye toto because true se ono abe mo de share na akofa na ba ono mo abe wo mama mo no no so abe part of the family but as we speak abusia pani intimi and create peace even in his own family because of the we are ono atoto ne niam bi ne nsem and na ma ade we and e ko ba nyina and it's not fine if say family no be to mbo ase na mo agina court de obi do court and say wo ye obonefo ye ko ne ekodi asem ye ka wie na say nipa ni di for modi bi ma oba fie ma ba be di ma de FPF
me da say yeah
Bragosi min chetie for Because me person me busa assembly I say the gravamen of the issue no gravament of the
gravamen
issue.
gravamen
Are you ready?
Gravamen
If that's the first pronunciation was correct.
Gravamen.
No, I said gravamen. Men is N, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Into the gravamen of the issue no okay BBC I say not Mama Kosia say she has been deprived of the widowhood right. Me person me who because okay look so backtracking no one of the interviews I mean who yeah ebusia penny and I think say GH page for year no or can be say emma me enuni na be kuna. I don't know if there's anything prior to that interview but me kaisa interview no but sisi anso we na all ka say she has been deprived no me person me who deprived her of that of the right. Like, has there been any official statement to her telling her, say, on to me, your widowhood rights, nah. Like, I want to know, Rakosi.
Well, so maybe we should refer to Baba Jama and Associates.
Okay, letter no. Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think, say, Nyankopon Yaduma and Chombeko Court to determine who will perform the widowhood right or who is the surviving spouse of the late Charles Daddy Lumba. And see, I think say by the time you be the assembly you be hu say omu mienu ene omu beye anase mama kosia se wa ne beye anase odobroni ne beye. Babako see adia ba kwa me di mani ato for masha and some I've been studying people's mannerism and omokasaye ni omoniye. One I cited at the court's premises no was that of Mama Daddy Lumba Nyaba no.
Akosia Brimpoma.
Akosia Frimpoma.
Brimpoma.
Tama obedu ye minim so obi ahwe sa video na tama obedu ye and I think say one of the bloggers ni kogu ne kan when one person asked her say I don't remember the question but her response was na dey obi wo hwa na chese wa ware na and the mannerism the facial expression any ade and I've seen people that have been talking about it no because me busa me who say if a man that because from the look of things you could clearly tell that they dislike the fact that this second lady is in the picture. That's omo running commentary nene omo talking on behalf of Mama Kosiane omo kasa omo yebusuafo omo kasa no. You could clearly say they don't like the fact that there's a second woman in the picture. I cannot stop asking myself, so all these people that are claiming to be close to Daddy Lumba, nobody ever contested and told the man that Chale, Obana wakakofa na bani die, and yo because who are you that? Obianu to me at there pointing it out to a Daddy Lumba na, like Mama Junior me, na kakra, and she na kakra. Because when this woman was there, for years, she's practically part of the family. And like right now, some of the family people are making it look like this person is the devil that came into the house to destroy our home. But when the person was alive, that he could have done something about it. And I agree with Whitney a little bit. Because Anke B and the Papemwa, Anka Daddy Lumba, if he realized that he didn't want to be in the first marriage, he could have gone ahead and make sure that first marriage is dissolved. And I guess he could have done that. But we don't know what happened. Why yet? And you see, I don't want to also blame Daddy Lumba entirely because anano meka wahana mesa kabio. And mani mienunina, they knew what they had signed up for. Omunina no muyawe. Sabe oyiri penny no nimso ba foforo wo ho. David minka sansa no ware no. Tie kasa ni. Me say a man mienu nina they knew what they were dealing with. And they were all there. They were okay. Ya go see emra nada de lu Matias no. Yanti cheche bia obi ambe kus bibia yanti chi. Emra sebio then Lumba ko jina simpie so a or introduce odobroni or kan Mama Kosia se wa ho asem yanti any controversy bia o brakwasi enti media yes Daddy Lumba could have done certain things right but I don't blame him entirely the women, they were both aware. First woman was aware there was a second woman that my husband has 6 children with. And the second woman was equally aware that our real war did an edaso, but no also making a decision so better now. Ain't no pam no cham no. Ye be train. Court near Coca assembly we na say ba. Na fe de wo no ye do atoa so. Until then, I'm very happy say. A year no yamfa injunction bia anto so a ye betumi aye den esie ye Daddy Lumba asundwem. Na ye nya kran ka say dia witness ke.
Face form na.
Anka kuna ye possible say kuna ye. Amidisi possible say kuna ye beka so okay mu nya ntem ho ase de a ye ebusua de ye be ye yi.
Okay.
Na eche mo be battle ne out, am battle ne out.
So there are 2 things be ampesi here. There's something that's also going on, and then I'm from my mom for Dihun Komo Bibre. Yejuma as radio. My main corrected this impression. Matete me hu aman for mokase odobroni akwa akosiu akosua sewa. So you see, as in central ni ana ejuma ye oti bibisa, you also want to dig into it and see say no krebe no. And again, when you try to set the record straight, people turn it around and say bia u chantro. There's no truth. No krebe nim say odobroni akwa akosiu akosua sewa. Uti so bia akase odobroni akosiu akosua sewa sini hu no krebe nim. I don't even see minim inyinaso a odobroni wa odiba akosiu akosua sewa. I don't even know what okwa akosiu for there. Now what it is, they say, asemi baye Lumba free muina ne eko eba nyina no. There's this Ohiniba media and Rababa ko hon me fe no Sewa Bunsu. Na odobroni kosu Sewa Bunsu for nsem bia no okeka. Eno echi kura no sanko withdraw sa suit no because so amodwene hu wie ano mu so kiwa ehun hyede hia ento yifiri honum say. Now there's this propaganda that is going on. Man for say odobroni akwa akosu asewa. Onkosu akosu asewa. Peyen hwehwe mu ayaye. Onkosu akosu asewa bia obi obeka so akosu ni bia. Enya no kre. We now come be.
Me say really, from the way things are going, they're not standing to gain from going to.
Yeah, so what is it? But it is the way Ubeti among for can no.
And I've seen radio presenters actually sit behind microphones and confirm. Hey, where do you?
I mean, I've heard my own brother Ola even saying it. Although Bronia Kwakusu Akusia Sewa, there's no truth in that. There's no truth from Kukusu. And I've just done my cross check. I find out from them there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. Me pesi esua de kakra bi. In fact, me na bi ankwane ahode ho a we do it extensively, but yensua de kakra bi o hanum saying. Me wa voice note bi a etie from Babe Boamai just about some few minutes. Yemfa brain kakra because yan sha senten. Na me mo sa na etie from ntie. Na me mbeka bibi kakra mfa customary marriage ho. Now, there's this whole tussle between ordinance marriage, customary marriage. Reason why about customary marriage, ordinance marriage, and he said, Akosha sewa fosu ewo ordinance marriage. Odobroni so say our customary marriage. Tio, Akosha sewa fosu ewo ordinance marriage. Akosha sewa ewo ordinance marriage. Odobroni enso wo customary marriage. Tisisia, which is which? Dear he never be coso. Yentie emrenim ni anoche frimpon. In same year dia tuja, yeba, making kind be dia mama.
When you be worried, now what adwin say wo pese wo gu aware no. Ah, we nim say ya ordinance marriage no. Say wo hunu kan wo say court nko ana ye gu no. Nti wontumi mfa obema ne nsa mfa nko. Now when you adwin say wo gu no. And I want you a letter from a lawyer's office and commano. Man one and a wound now you adwin say aware na gu. Na mom what you say na morning and sana wodi kwa yo dear bayo. Yes, we are na mrane sia no e ka ho. Na wanye na wirefrem bema no ewu na bema na busuafo e ka kire say omu recognize you say ni ya e ho na mra no e betumi ya ba boa. On the other hand say we musu na wo sori ye wo kire letter no say wo gu aware wo de bema ne nsa no e de ekoye no na wo de kwa wie ye no one to us when we aware na wo pa wo ba bi etena ye. Next, under ordinance marriage, so 1 million mo ba ko bia kokobo adwaman a ye fa ne bigamy. Mema na ya etaya sa no mani bi. Di se be ma no akofa oba bi. Ana woni obi awo a emberamu no ayesa wo oba na wo ordinance marriage no. Just a one hunu. Wo hunu esa wo de court na wo kunu no court twena so on grounds of bigamy. Na what the kind nsa no akọ. And what is a coffee or baby in our bakum, yensa, and fear babru, bicre, ducrani, as sabe, a dear yama, or barney bema, woman, temu, ma, enti, or barney bema, and worry, and ya, barney or barney warren, and in Passuagro. What deny no why ye because what you know what to mukre so nyami couldn't be him, and as a bemanson that so nyami ebium. No, what is some power, quackofa, obi, and then our bakum, yensa, and foul. Because why wagging so nya wo she ebium the fei nipa ne kowu a na wo de krata abakọ se mepa me ne Mrs. Anoche Frimpon ana Mrs. Menu mepa chawo emra no be kase amemra no be bi se bisa wonsam a wontimi yia no da gwen na ba wutiri ma wo de nsa no e de koe two what say woni wo bi she wo be kase an what no emra kwan be na wo de wukunu no e de efa so. So what the nsa continue bibia ehia wo biem na wo de nsa no kwa na esa wo court ni about 10 years ni wontu one 9 court nti timi nsa ware no wonya interested e wo mu biem nti se ba ne sa na ma wo nia emra no akro eda ho no wara wana montu bi a wutu ye ni nti no wantumi ama mra na amoa. I hope you understand. Et say wo complain say we sika ayira na ye bisa se sika no wo de to hene wo so me de to me dem ana me to dan ni mu krado wo say obi obeti bia no obesu ama na ye bisa wo say sika no wo de to hene wo say ye pon court no ka kwan ne nchen wa na meja sika no nti wo ja wo sika o ka kwan ne nchen nti wadwene ya wo say wo be kwa beto sika no ana even though mra ne say ade bia anya wo de anfa wo nsa enka na wo na ade ne ya wo de anhwe ba bia wo ja no nti na chese mra ne ntumi ba wo ho bai aware mu afutuo no eno ane se obia nhwe na ware ye se wa ware efie ede no a eye customary marriage no a se wo ti ase se more or less ye busua mienu na aka bom aware febuo ma obia wa busua mi se ye buoni de no ande nipa mienu pe na wa ware nti se ba akokọ ye boni bia fa ne fa mra kwan so ntem ment na wa na ochina bia na be ma na kowu efe na wo sori se wo ba baji ne japade me ka sei wo hunu pa se wo kunu na ebu adwame wo hunu pa se wo ba bia enu miensa nkwala mienu miensa ewo enchen wan ka hwe na wan ka hwe no ye bisa ho se oba adwamanfo na one wo kunu no enam no se bibi ni na kopie quarter so ono obaji atumi se na onim se wo kunu na ware so onim obeka so onim be ma na oba be se ne pen wan ka se me ni obi wo ordinance marriage no ne no etena na one na atena na bia ewu aba na amfa oba ne na befa be ma no kwa efe na wo a watena si long time and ka se wu aware no a wangu no enna na obeka se me ye eyere nti ne me dey conclude ana me dey ba wie ne se wo ekunu nso a hwe yie na montamu no antete anche because when you bema no muntem etete cha embre no for as long as say mon nampa ba ko so na mon have sex and as a mun nimpa mu agro no and no kra ni legally no your time be a different desertion you have deserted the marriage antina baby obia na yerete and obia ne kunote no your find matrimonial home enti ayamrasa wo ware asa wonne note ti lumba dia wudi agina so wa enti bisa sansemi nyina no ne yetene se na yemua ba ya fa ne se wa akosi asewa se na onni ne kunu lumba na ete all these years sankan sama yake ina nka ko bie no baba mu afra no odobroni ka mamuda na to the extent se wutumi eja aware no ho wo ka baabi na be ma no nso e ka baabi no na ɛde saa nneɛma yɛ baa ɛfiri sɛ nsa nyɛ adwuma no ɔbonsam ma no adwuma yɛ nti mafotuo ne sɛ wo ne wo kunu mo ware a monka mmom ma obi antena baabi na ɔkyena baako ni hɔ aboa baako ma na akɔtwe mpena na ɔtwe wie a na afei bia na ɛba aba mu na ɛde nsɛm bebree de aba sɛnea aba yɛnnua yi a wanya ne baabi kɔ no.
Peace FM. Okay, all right. Well, ebia enya ade ane no be ya adwen, but emra no sɛnea esitie ɛna ɛyɛ emrenim ni Anoche Frimpong. Memenda enkwani ahoden ho a obeba studio ba beboa na tese etimi akyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm no mu yie pa, but saa ne ya mebɔ ma amoyi ɛna ɔkyerɛ no ukomre mu a one of the maxims of equity you can say equity does not favor the indolent. But your mama sombra hanum say salamat away from there near now near be program no equity does not favor the indolent. I can o emremu court no te say owo right bi na se oda so wotena so a na se wentu ho anamo a na se obi e de ade ni diwa na se ye de diwa wi na akugina court ni mu a court mra no emwa wo enti nia owura Anoche Frimpong kan me mfa bi nka ho nia mpesa me de ka ho biom so ni se eba ne customary marriage na emre mu no etiefo because mati obon se obi busa se aha monko fa picture mbra picture kire se okay assume si we ware we obi ware we o kan customary marriage no emra no se ne sitie na ma me papa so onim se kokota you see ye kan asem abontin se e different o ba ko pie kota o se krata papa CDP ya no ode ye na German embassy ko pie court to them no won ni a judge ni ka kire no eya monko hwe ni a judge ka kire no ode na ma ye na German embassy ko pie judge ni mu emra nim court sun sam na ye kan sa no customary marriage na nkasa ye omu bienu e ko pie court na se bia sa asem yi a me mfa se okan nyina bi ebubo o yesuade enu nti eni eye say because bia wo so what bia bi mu say wo tena hwa wentu hwa na mo daache na se ofi say yes obetimi okwa bia betimi ebu abo customary marriage no seni esitie no me si ye omu mienu emra no and just to quote it court no seni ana we si eka asem no about a year emra no aifa a customary marriage ho no ewo Goleku versus Pobi na ohwe seni na court no e kire customary marriage ahodo mienu na ewo no ba ko say and I quote my main camera from the presentation of drinks and other items by the man's family to the woman's family, both paternal and maternal, and the acceptance by the woman's family aforesaid, constitute the express consent of both families to the marriage that their family members had agreed to indulge in such organized ceremonies, which normally involve young persons who are getting married for the first time, though adults who are including in second or third marriages could decide to go formal. Inti eno anse e de nsa e de ko hu ebusuafo mienu wo mo transe ye de nsa no ko na we agi omunya gitum a awade no ani na edi kan no tietia na etosu mienu a court no enso e kire about the second form of a customary marriage. No? That also involves the existence of a valid customary marriage between a man and a woman without the express consent of the families, manifested by the presentation and acceptance of drinks and other presents, like in the first example above. So, you don't even need consent. Me here say busheni bia kra. Eno ane say many oba no yetimi age atum ya transe ne ese okay ye eniama kire witnesses kra wo bi ohun so okay well ye hwe kwesi aboaje ni sa ewrabaya ombi bia kire say yes awarefo niama ene omo ye again who come mu a, and this is what for me another striking thing you should take note of. ya wo mra no ba ko efe Evidence Act. Ufa Evidence Act no section 31 of the Evidence Act no. Ka bibi. O kan yama ba miensa. Tie, ne di kan. A marriage which has been celebrated before witnesses is presumed to be valid. A marriage which has been celebrated before witnesses is presumed to be valid. 2. Subsection 1 applies whether or not that witness or not that the witness to the marriage are called witnesses in the action. This action applies to both monogamous and polygamous marriage. Both applies to monogamous, ordinance, customary marriage, Mohammedan's marriage, because these are polygamous marriages. Customary marriage, which me worry, miensa 9. Mohammedans, which me worry 9. Bakum you sa. Tinanse me tise me nua baba sadik yeso akwa akwa biom. Because omumra nhihye no ema ho kwan. Ni nyina ya adesua. Enti se bia edawano na oka na yesio. Ye kasa so machine cover picture mbra we ntimi produce picture. There is nothing in the mra that says that if you are not able to produce a picture, it means that unware your bar no. There's nothing like that. Whitney, kakra bi yanko. If you were not paying attention, if you didn't pay attention,
it's not a matter of not paying attention. Share at the end of the day, what the court says will be determined by the courts when they get there. But from near Pape can't say and someone let so question mimbisa from the plaintiff the man said. Yamfane say if you have deserted, because he said if you deserted for some time and you come back, you will say maintain, we won't say meeting. And you've deserted for some time and ukunwa no babak say in the course of the desertment, you know, ne bia concerned minds want to know, inquiring minds want to know. In the course of desertment, you know, me beside this as a law student.
And you free and go
okay. Not desertment.
Obani job bema hana bema job.
Obani job bema.
Na ufi
and I said bema ni job obano.
Ujan hoko ufi fie.
Ufi fie. Ana okra say efie yi a me fimui. Me mebium. Enye me fie bium. Ana say titi mu papa mu no o once a while no wa kofa fie ni biom. Well, does that count in court? Ye bisa wo court.
Akofa fie say on desert o na say on ja ho nom sin.
Inquiry minds mate.
Koju mami tio. Yeah, pon anisa.
Enti sisia say ya mami akosia say waka say one desert. Na abrebia no obani kun ho na why na ba be yi ano abeka say na no wajaya o ma
why and desert.
Like
why are you using desert? You can we free fear be a bear na free fear that won't mean can sa.
I said ya o kan say na o kan into na yeso. Ya fan say senior lawyer lawyer chire mu no say u free wa ware fie na wo call for mretintin bia e kire say bia waja ware no aha enti na me busa say ye kodu court wo na ye busa so council of defendants no ebetimi ade abasa put you on say we die because of emra we enti no emra didio say amone hukum ntam tete ye no ejina say no so da bi owa ha na me wa ha ne yesese bia ye di nkomo ye kasa ye chia the niku na kasa ni ho sisi I say ye dead to come and see so ampana sa emre ho no so sa question no we say edu bibi sa na say na no so besi. Aside that, what lawyer mofa nidende
Anochi
Frimpong. Yes, or church niema bebre as a lawyer no or my a lot of instances ne scenarios a ɛkyerɛ wɔde to hɔ sɛ wo a wanyɛ wo hwehwɛ mu sɛ bi a ne bɛma no waware deda anaasɛ obi otwa me ntorɔ mpo sɛ wɔne ne yere agyae ne nyinaa wakyerɛkyerɛ mu nyinaa, and that is what lawyers do. ɛno nti na judges nso wɔ hɔnom no mobɔ mu nkuro no nyinaa wie kotu ho ahoan precedents cases atwitwa mu woyɛ ne nyinaa wie a na judge no abɛka sɛ okay based on abc the way ɛne yɛde ma no. ɛno nti no baabi aduru deɛ ɛyɛ judge foɔ no ana yɛni ɛtɛ ɔmo anim deɛ ɔmo bɛka no ɛno na ɛwɔ mu ɛsiane sɛ this is what a civil society do. Wonti wo ho ase a court no ti na ɛno ti na abrakɔsi kɔsua law no samusum benye sika gu mu botom. ɛno nti obi a ɔnte asɛm ase ɔkɔ court no ɔnyɛ mambɔfoɔ ɔnyɛ onipa a ɔnyɛ ɛsɛ ɛhɔ na asomdue nsɛm ne yɛka wɔ no mo sensɛ wode mmara bɛhyɛ wo nsɛm na kitikiti yɛakɔ ntɔkwa wɔ abɔnten ti no yɛtwɛn da no na judge ne ɔbɛka biara no yɛgye mmara di yɛgye ɔman no nso edi sɛ mmara ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛbɔ yɛn ho ba ɛno nti na obi ɛde case bɛkɔ court nti yɛtwɛn.
Yeah, mamintio. Bonite o mai na mebre no.
Pacho yo mate.
Me das ba.
Inti bebi a megyina ne de, say cases ne de, obi a wɔ ne perception, obi a wɔ the way a opese ekɔ. Me sure say star ukoti cases ne bi no. Obi so ho no so wɔ cases, ono so betime ekoti de about tracing the point. Inti at this stage ne de. Man
me read forms of me read forms of customary marriage. Eno na me kire.
Oh, but say obi so bet me apple case bi ono so de aba be kan.
I am saying that I read on to me we did there are two forms of customary marriage. They are not different forms of. These are the forms of customary marriage.
Bakwesi.
Yeah.
Me pacho
with no you show be one.
Now then pacho. Now na kasa na then na utwa na.
Mpa na me kasa pacho ya mpacho obi si mbisa question hia ne pa na me mbisa.
Yeah, time now.
In the stage I agree, I believe said the wait me approve say o case no. Ana judge ne be kama no. Say first wife it me prove say now more in communication during the period that you say ofifie na I think say the case very stronger say busuampanyin so betime prove say na wa horo ne nsa wa omanya contact no mo kwan na bibi onso betime win the case nti esi ade ye twen judge no final decision be take no I believe say eno na de on be ke bi I believe say ebusua no e be gi atum no my ne fefefe.
Okay madam maminti mencho mpacho.
Oh, there be minche. Me momudie, baby, I'm Jinane say, I have never doubted that both women have played a role in Daddy Lumba life. Because who follow story na oshana dia who can yesi about customary marriage na. Na chese nyese ye kwakotena si akwa popi ama ye benya dance yesu obi gina ho obi odi dance ye wumfoni wahin na de.
As a matter of fact, customary marriage said say ebi no mutimi register embrano crash say
one register crash
by force it's an option. You may choose to register but it's not mandatory say we are customary searching channel call register
me dey baby am mijina sabe mama akosua any Daddy Lumba sign ye no obi tena baby ka say no de no ye na de no ye ya wanka ni ye
me das
saa so no dobroni so ni Lumba be sign ono so ato aso
wa Canada
me das ye train equal
ma pon
question
me pacho yes me misa say per what Kwesi is saying on this customary can you ask him if the person is married under the ordinance, does this customary he's been reading really matter?
No. So be our ordinance. Na se osan kowari bioma emrano e be chase our because that is void. It's null and void. That customary marriage, the second marriage is void. But you see, we are looking at certain circumstances. As a matter of fact, I'm just trying to educate you about customary marriage, and I'm not even trying to say it's okay obi akowari, but I mean it's a valid question. Obi ewo ordinance marriage untimi san konkowari because ordinance is monogamous. One man, one wife. You can't go unless if you pursue wari bioma. Just wakwa kuja wari, wakugu ordinance na award dano. Ukoye any other marriage, I know you're null and void. But you see, I was just trying to educate people. Say, Obi akoye customary marriage. Obi say okay, for krata, for paper, bibra, for picture, and I'm saying that kind customary marriage run say city no. It does not say anywhere. Say Obi koye customary marriage. So to me produce picture bia paper cra no enye by force, enye mandatory. You understand? Say okay, me know with me akwa customary marriage. And that's why I was reading those things.
Let me tell you point blank, say Siciano. Niabe can be the word marriage, baby, ordinance, customary. Or one thing say you're educated. Or more the better case.
And no, you'll be only Pacuna Sem and the Wasema. I know you was them. Yapon. Because you know, person can be.
Na, maybe say. 18 customer marriage say na wo chechi na nka we say ye chechi mu say wo pese ogu customer marriage na process no na no na pese be a Saturday
in fact emrani mi na beba ha no chi from
yeah na ya hwe say
oba be chechi
e do kra na omu ye ni yi a we say me hu say akosu say wa de no omu ye ni yi a
na so no ye ordinance
no so me see wagu we no customary no or den saba. And I'm person who says no.
Ordinance say we am fancy na go ordinance.
No, so your customer
please repeat that part again. Please repeat that part again. No. Kwesi just said something that's very important.
Me say ordinance and yen san ye de go no.
So it is not the quiet now me see this.
No, I know crampo na hu here the chest according to law no. So who your customer review na who sign who koye ordinance and not just a customer in say no why the one nullify no.
Lawyer Nkuta Jine.
Hey,